Judges Corner is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best online retailer for Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product, and gatheringmagic.com, your place to explore the game. Now it's time for Judges Corner.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Judges Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at Manifest, a new mechanic from Fate Reforged. Manifest acts very similar to Morph, but there are a few key differences. Let's go ahead and first take a look at how Manifest works. To manifest something, you take a card from the appropriate zone, most likely the top of your deck, and put it face down onto the battlefield. From there, it's identical to a Morph card, in that it has no name, mana cost, creature type, or text. It's just a blank 2/2 creature, except it's a Manifest card, and not a Morph card. The difference is important. The face down card can be a creature, a land, an instant, basically anything your deck provides. If the face down card is a creature, it can be turned face up by paying its normal mana cost. And if the face down card has the Morph ability, it can be turned face up by paying its Morph cost. This includes both creatures or non-creature cards with Morph. Turning a face down manifested card face up is the same as if it were a Morph card, which is a special action that does not use the stack. It's important for you to know that manifested cards cannot be mixed up with each other or with your Morph cards, so make sure to keep them separated and distinguishable. And, just like with Morph cards, you'll need to reveal your manifested cards as they would leave the battlefield to go to any zone, like the hand or grave, or when the game ends. You might be wondering why, because a manifested card can be anything, and the reason is twofold. First, it keeps things consistent to treat all face-down cards on the battlefield the same as much as possible. And second, because that's what the rules say, so follow the rules. Now it's time to address specific questions that come up with Manifest. First, cards that are morphed or manifested face up do not trigger enter the battlefield abilities, but flipping over a manifested card will trigger turn face up abilities, like flipping over a Hooded Hydra through Manifest for just 2 green mana instead of its morph cost will still give you the same effect. Bear in mind, when paying the face down manifested creature's mana cost, to turn it face up, X in any of the creature's mana cost is treated as 0, which means you won't be able to pump any additional mana into it as if it were cast. Now for summoning sickness. In order to tell if your creature is or isn't sick, you just ask, did I control this object since the start of my turn? If the answer is yes, regardless of if it was face up or not, then it's no longer sick. Turning a manifest or morph card face up is on the same level as untapping it. Its status has changed, but it's still the same object. Also, if a face down manifested card has something like an aura, equipment, or +1/+1 counter on it, those things will remain on the card, even when it goes to turn face up. You can manifest double face cards, and the specific rules for them are changing to allow this. I'm not sure at this time what else this means for cards like Huntmaster of the Fells, but for Manifest, this means you'll be able to put a Huntmaster face down as a 2/2 manifested creature, and whenever it's turned face up, it'll just continue to be a normal Huntmaster of the Fells. This does not mean Huntmaster can ever be turned face down again once he's face up on the battlefield. He'll just be face up as one side or face up as another side from there on out. Ixidor has an interesting interaction with Manifest too, since it is possible to manifest a non-creature card. If you use your Ixidor to turn over a face-down creature face up, well, then nothing special happens. You get the creature card turned over for his activated ability. If you use Ixidor to turn over a non-creature permanent, like an artifact, enchantment, planeswalker, or land, then you'll get to keep that card on the battlefield. Keep in mind that planeswalkers will be flipped over with 0 loyalty counters though, so they're likely going to be gone before you can even use them. When we start to deal with non-permanent cards like instants and sorceries, we find that they'll be revealed by Ixidor's ability, but will then stay face down, because instants and sorceries cannot exist on the battlefield, except as 2/2 manifested creatures. Flicker a non-permanent card with something like Cloud Shift, and it'll be exiled forever. Keep in mind that if you manifest multiple cards from your library at the same time, you'll manifest them one at a time. So for example, if you control a Courser of Krufix, revealing the top card of your library, and you manifest 2 cards with an Ethereal Ambush, you'll do that one at a time, revealing each card as you do. With a Morph card, if you play Turn the Frog on it, it'll become a 1/1 blue frog with no abilities, and this applies to both sides as well. This means you won't be able to flip over a Morph card by paying its Morph ability, because it doesn't have that ability until Turn the Frog wears off. However, with Manifest, this isn't the case. Since turning over a manifested card for its mana cost is not an ability on the card, and just an inherent rule that surrounds creatures that have been manifested, you can pay their mana cost to flip them over at any time that you have priority, Keep in mind that they still will be 1/1 blue frogs with no abilities until Turn the Frog wears off. Finally, a viewer asked a specific question about the interaction with Dryad Arbor and Manifest. If you put a Dryad Arbor face down, can you turn it face up for nothing? Unfortunately, the answer is no, because while the game treats the lack of a mana cost as 0 in most cases, in this case, we look at the actual mana cost there, and not the converted mana cost, to determine what the Manifest cost is, and the game sees nothing. Since there isn't a mana cost there, you can't pay that cost, and the land can't be flipped up. Alright, so thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this episode or any of our other episodes, you can always send us an email at judgescorner@gatheringmagic.com or leave a comment below, and someone will be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you liked this video, it would help us out a lot if you hit like, and you can always subscribe to Gathering Magic to get more content from them. Until next time, make sure to shuffle thoroughly, play at a reasonable pace, and have fun.